A very good evening and welcome to Newsline. I am Claire Adilabu Abdul Razak. After days of shared heartbreak and the weight of what could have been, tonight we start with a deep breath, a quiet sense of relief and pride gently salvaged, knowing that Nigeria didn't leave Marrakesh empty-handed. You know, sometimes victory isn't about gold or silver. It's about refusing to stay broken. It's all about resilience. And that quiet resilience, resolve, shapes our stories tonight on Newsline. We have stories of loss that arrive without warning. We also have families forced to adjust to sudden silence. We have so many stories tonight. These are stories that test our resilience in very real ways. So welcome aboard Newsline Airways tonight. It's flight 900 hours departing from the network service of the NTA here in Abuja. Right, welcome back to Newsline. Now, let's begin tonight with those for whom the last post is sounded. Soldiers who walk a path paved with sacrifice. The answer is a solemn call to shield the nation from external threats, confront internal dangers, and stand as ambassadors of peace beyond our borders. They place our country above their comfort and duty above self. It's a sacred charge that demands strength. It calls for professionalism, courage, but most importantly, a selfless devotion to one's fatherland. Ibinimi Zitimiola shines light on Nigerian soldiers, men and women, whose quiet sacrifices keep our nation standing, yet often go unseen.
Nigerian soldiers, every day their lives are on the line. They live with courage, sacrifice, and unwavering devotion to their country, on land, in the air, and across the waters. On the Scotian zone, heavy rains, cold nights, and stormy winds, they stand watch. From dense forests and deserts to creeks and the high seas, they are ever present. For them, a call to service is a call to serve with hearts and minds, one nation bound in freedom, peace, and unity.
Where shall we go?
Their duty knows no season. In peace and in war, their roles are far-reaching. Beyond combat, they respond to humanitarian crises, pandemics, floods, conflicts, and other national emergencies. Holidays are rare. Time with family is limited. While many sleep, they keep vigil. And when they must rest, they do so lightly, always alert. At the front lines, they give everything. Some return with life-altering injuries. Others pay the supreme price so the nation may remain united and secure.
Joined the Nigerian Army under British colony in 1967 and fought the Civil War, which I end up the war and also sustained degrees of injuries within me. In respect of what I sustained, I was made to retire from the Nigerian Army on medical grounds.
I served Nigerian Army gallantly for 25 good years, and every bit of the military service, I enjoyed it. Most especially regimentation, like the military parade, discipline, 100% discipline I experienced from Nigerian Army.
It is not as though that the blood that flows in a soldier is different from the one that flows in every other human. What moves them? Patriotism. Love for country, a devotion that turns ordinary men and women into symbols of strength, physically resilient, mentally tough, calm under pressure, and courageous in the face of danger.
I initiated the first construction of warship locally so we can fight and produce for ourselves and conserve our foreign exchange within the country. That's a hallmark achievement, landmark achievement that I know that I can never forget till I die.
As such, the least we could do is to celebrate these heroes for their sacrifice, their courage, and their selfless service to the nation.
Well, beyond the battlefield, where fighting men, soldiers lay down their lives to secure our nation, the impact of sacrifice is also felt in quieter communities. And at 28, Mohammed Kabir Abdul Kadri refused to watch children in his community grow up without education. With no classrooms and no funding, he opened the doors of abandoned garages and mud houses in Bondiga town, that's in Sokoto State, turning them into places of learning. And today, hundreds of children from pre-nursery to junior secondary level sit in makeshift classrooms, choosing books over the streets. Sadia Umar Digi will tell us now how one young man's resolve is changing all that.
Like in other Nigerian cities, in Bodinga, access to quality education remains a daily struggle, with limited classrooms and resources, putting many children at risk of being left behind. After graduating from the university, a 28-year-old man, Muhammad Kabir Abdul Qadir, fondly known as MK, returned home and started a school to address the lack of basic education in his community. With no funding and no buildings, he began teaching in a garage and rented mud houses. What began as a simple lesson has now grown into a school with primary and junior secondary sections, enrolling more than 370 children.
I graduated in 2020. The school started in 2021. The best achievement that I see, I can beat my chest from the bottom of my is that when my mother and my parents are proud of me. That alone is another achievement. And the second achievement is even the district head of Bodinga, the king of Bodinga, the commendation he has given us, and the way that the people, they trust us, the parents, the way they used to give their children and admit them to the school, that alone shows that the school is improving.
Parents say their children are learning well under his care and close attention. With just 2,000 naira per child monthly, MK now pays 20 teachers who teach not for profit, but out of commitment to their community.
Cigaban da muka gani sabanin inda mun ka hito, dole yaran mu sun je sun tafi makaranta, ba so ka dawo abin da aka faɗa musu mun tambaya ba za su ba mu ansa ba, amma yanzu alhamdulillah.
Sai ma in ji yarana suna faɗin kalmar da ni kaina ma da ni NCE. Sai na yi dogon tunani ni ka iya tuna wannan abin na san shi can inda an kai.
Lack of classes that we are just facing, and yet we do not have any permanent place. As you can see, the other classes that you have seen there is our garage in my home, and my room in our house is in another class. And you can see this place where we take as rental is what? Is a class. And another place that you see here is Waqafi schools that someone built for the sake of Allah. And it's 2 classes. We are using it.
For the pupils, the school is a place of hope and possibility.
Why are you happy?
Because I learned something from my teacher.
I like this school because my teacher gives me good knowledge and good behavior.
I go down, I go up.
In Bodinga, MK is more than a teacher. He is a guardian of dreams, quietly shaping the future of a generation and proving that even without walls, education can still build stronger future.
Well, learning may be taking place in an unusual environment, but dreams are certainly taking shape. And that's what happens when opportunity meets imagination. Unimaginable things happen. And that resonates with our next story. Discarded metal and broken electronics whisper stories of what could be. Sadiq Mohammed, just 20, listens, and with patient hands, he gives them life. From scraps, he builds robots that move, respond, and dream alongside him. Now, Tina Toro caught up with him, and this is what she brought back.
Ida wannan da didin zai gaba motan. Na mai da aka to sakanin babun da ke tocin to shine zai siya motan.
A remarkable story of determination and creativity is unfolding through 20-year-old Sadiq Muhammad, who builds robots from what many see as useless waste. Discarded metal, broken electronics, old circuit boards and abandoned fan motors are his tools. With no laboratory, innovation hub or formal training, Sadiq works from a small improvised space where simple robots come alive, moving and responding in surprising ways.
Gaskiya ba sai na kalla bane, abin ne dai kawai in na sa shi a rai ina son yi shi kawai zan yi shi ne.
The inspiration comes to me like a dream. Once it comes, I will not rest until I actualize it. I have never come in contact with a robot, but when the inspiration came and I got to work, I was surprised by the outcome. I couldn't believe that I actually did it.
His journey into robotics began not in a classroom, but in an internally displaced persons camp, where his family sought refuge during the insurgency. Displacement interrupted his education, pushing him to learn through curiosity, trial and error, and persistence. Over time, scraps turned into functional machines. Today, Sadiq creates robotic prototypes from recycled materials, each reflecting both his limitations and his vision. One notable project, inspired by security challenges, is rooted in a painful experience from the IDP camp and his desire to reduce human risk in dangerous situations.
Sojoji da su ne da suke taimakon mu, amma su ma suna buƙatar taimako.
While in the IDP camp, I came in contact with 3 soldiers who eventually became my family. They took very good care of me. Unfortunately, during one of the attacks by insurgents on their base, all 3 lost their lives. This experience birthed the creation of my first robot to draw attention on the need to leverage technology in the fight against insurgency, as it will help reduce casualties.
Orphaned at a young age, Sadiq survives on menial jobs to support himself and his 2 siblings while holding on to his dream of formal education. From an IDP camp to a self-made workshop, his story challenges assumptions about innovation and proves that creativity can thrive even against the odds.
Fantastic. Sadiq's dream just reminds us that, the road to innovation begins with believing in oneself. And I can tell you that across communities, women are proving that belief because they are the heartbeat of the home, the spark in the marketplace, a nurturer, creator, force of change. And you know what? They say when a woman rises, her light spreads through families, communities, and the nation itself. I didn't say that. They also say, empower a woman, empower a nation. But how true is this in today's world? Nigerians will be sharing their voices, reflecting on the power, purpose, and promise of women as the engine room of our society. Here is Erica Ivey with this report.
To wider society, women continue to prove their strength as prudent managers of resources. Whether running households or balancing careers, research shows that women are effective decision makers, making meaningful contributions to nation building.
The woman, she impacts everybody down to her children, her husband, her community, everything, everybody gets included.
There are some cases whereby if the responsibility is on the man, you find that the woman can't cater for her own personal needs. But when she's able to cater her personal needs, it goes round. It leaves a lot of burden from the man, and she too, in most cases, they have some personal stuff they want to take care of.
Over the years, women have shown inner strength and determination, driving positive change in their families and communities, often with little or no support, while consistently advocating for equal opportunities to grow and contribute.
Empower a woman educationally, definitely she's going to make the family proud. And probably there's a saying that says women are meant to be in the kitchen. But I think that's old now. I think women are doing extremely okay in this our new generation. When you see Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she's a true representative of, women. They have empowered.
Empower a woman, a lady, she will bring more impact to our society, to our family, our loved ones. Yeah, that's what I understand. Vicky James? Yes, let me use as an example. She started very little, but now Vicky James is worldwide because she took her skills very, very serious. She took her skills serious and now she's everywhere. She's creating impact. Today, many women have stepped up as breadwinners, embracing diverse skills and vocations to support their families. In doing so, they are boosting household incomes and strengthening the economy. A proof that when a woman is empowered, a nation moves forward.
One of these days, as I was driving, and a bus driver looked out through the window and said, "Madam, go back to the kitchen."
We call on the government to please empower the women the most because the women are the foundation. They are, in fact, they are the pillar of the home.
Observers agree that empowering women through education, skill acquisition, and active participation in public life not only improves family welfare, but also drives human capacity development.
Get children are treasures. They are goals and diamonds that many are searching. Empower that child, encourage that child, bring up the training on that child, and see what is there.
If you are trained and you are empowered financially, that money is not meant for a change of soup. That money is not meant for a change of clothes. That money is meant for you to empower yourself, put it into the business that you were trained. And as the business will blossom, with time, whatever you need, you can get.
Across homes, offices, and public spaces, women are rising, sustaining livelihoods and keeping hope alive.
What else can I say? The power of women resonates far, far beyond the kitchen. All right, we now turn attention to Chiranchi area of Gwale local government area in Kano State, which is in shock following the killing of a mother and her 6 children. Now, the victims identified as wife and 6 children of Bashir Tijani, including an infant, were allegedly murdered by unknown assailants. The tragic incident has left the family's sole breadwinner grappling with an unimaginable loss. In the meantime, 3 suspects have been arrested following intelligence-led operation.
A trader leaves home daily to provide for his family of 8. He went out as usual on the set fateful day, leaving behind his wife Fatima and their 6 children. He returned later to a scene that would change his life forever. His wife and all 6 children, including an infant, had been killed by unknown assailants, leaving him as the sole survivor of his immediate family.
I return everything to Allah. May Him forgive us.
Relatives, neighbors, and sympathizers who gathered at the family's residence described the victims as peaceful and kind-hearted people, calling on authorities to ensure that justice is served.
From God we come, and to Him we shall return. It was a terrible experience. All we could say is may God expose the perpetrators.
I have never seen something as barbaric as this.
What we saw was unimaginably beyond comprehension.
Reacting to the event, Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf expressed sorrow over the killings, describing it as senseless and barbaric, while extending condolences to the bereaved family and the people of Kano. Direct security agencies to swiftly apprehend and prosecute the perpetrators, urging residents to remain calm and cooperate with authorities.
Meanwhile, Kano State Police Command, in a statement issued by its Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Haruna Kiyawa, said investigations are ongoing to unravel the circumstances surrounding the incident and bring those responsible to book. The remains of the deceased have since been buried in accordance with Islamic rites.
Very tragic. In another tragic event, an entire family of 6 reportedly lost their lives after being exposed to generator fumes inside their own home overnight. Uche Chukwuonwe, who visited the scene in Ogali Eleme local government area of Rivers State, says neighbors and friends are now left in shock over the incident.
For my own family, my grandchildren.
The tears of a grieving mother telling a story no words can fully capture. A son, his wife, 3 children and a brother-in-law wiped out in one tragic night. Shock and questions of what went wrong. Late Theophilus Obele, a resident of Ogali in Eleme local government area of Rivers State, had reportedly spent the weekend with his family. They all had dinner and retired for the night. By the following day, concern grew when no one was seen stepping out of the house. Family members forced their way in, only to be met with a devastating sight. 6 lifeless bodies found in different positions, victims of a tragedy that unfolded quietly overnight.
The gen. Right here. They kept the gen here. Was the generator actually on? My brother is trying to build for the mom, and they on the gen. He has been using the gen right from time since they came. They've been using the gen, but quite unfortunately, on Saturday, my brother slept with his family without waking up again.
Residents of Ogali Eleme described the loss as unbearable, saying an entire generation has been erased in one moment.
The health department of the state have been there to try to test some things there, some food and what have you, what they ate before they went to bed. And the police is also investigating, but yeah, the whole scenario is tragic, is unbelievable.
The first one phone was coming out and he was bleeding. The in-law was bleeding. My brother lied down flat. Then the wife is inside the toilet. So we are calling on the government to come and help us because we cannot just take this thing like this. They need to run the autopsy test.
We have a little boy of less than 7 years. The last one is there in the mortuary. So we need to bury them so that I can see my mother, I can see my aunt.
Preliminary findings by the Rivers State Police Command, confirmed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Grace Erenge Koko, indicates that the family died from inhaling carbon monoxide fumes from the generator.
I want to condole with the family for the incident that occurred, but our preliminary investigation revealed that it was a generator that they kept in their parlor, the frame of the generator that caused that untimely death.
This is yet another tragic event and a reminder of the silent but deadly dangers of operating generators in enclosed spaces, a risk that continues to claim lives when safety precautions are ignored.
Heartbreaking indeed, very heartbreaking. And our thoughts and prayers are with the families affected. Now, when we walk into a hospital, we expect care, comfort, and hope. But what happens when that hope is cut tragically short? Sadly, unfortunately, that's the story of Aisha Umar. When her journey towards healing turned into heartbreak, as her family says, she lost her life allegedly to preventable medical error. Aisha Uba Ali has this report for us.
Imagine someone telling the family members goodbye, walking to the hospital unaided. But unfortunately, that was the last goodbye.
On the 16th of September 2025, Aisha Umar, a mother of 5, underwent surgery for a renal cyst at Abubakar Iman Wali Urology Center in Kano. What was expected to be a routine, life-saving procedure later turned fatal. Shortly after the surgery, Aisha began to experience severe abdominal pain. For 4 months, she was taken from one hospital to another, but doctors could not determine the cause of her condition.
She had been complaining that she normally felt pains down her stomach as if something is left in her system. So whenever we go to the hospital, they told us that normally when they operated you feel something like that. Your system will not be normal as it is, so with time it will be okay.
On the 9th of January 2026, Aisha was taken by her daughter to a tertiary hospital where doctors discovered that a pair of surgical scissors had been left inside her body during the earlier operation.
She was not feeling fine. I feel so sorry.
Relatives say the last month of Aisha Umar's life were marked by discomfort and constant pain.
Aisha is my younger sister. We grew up together. I am 7 years older than her. And Aisha too she's a very good person. She's a nice girl. It's kind of sister that you would love to have every day because we're quite close.
I really miss Aisha. I pray to Allah, miss Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, put her in Jannatul Firdaus.
Now widowed, her husband, Muhammad Abubakar Binji, is left to care for their 5 children. Aisha Umar died while preparations were being made for a second surgery to remove the scissors.
After the X-ray, it was seen from the X-ray that there was a scissor left in her system. So immediately we get back to the Kano. We now invited the general surgeons to come and prepare for immediate surgery. So we did it. Unfortunately, when they took her to the theater, before even starting the operation, she gave up.
Reacting to the incident, the Kano State Hospital's Management Board, through its public relations officer Samira Suleiman, says it has begun a transparent and professional investigation.
The Kano State Hospital's Management Board, though, has refused to comment on this incident, but the intervention of the state government by setting up a committee to investigate thoroughly the incident that took the life of Aisha Umar has been commended. However, as of the time of filing this report, the committee is yet to come up with a report.
Meanwhile, the chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association in Kano State, Dr. Abdurrahman Ali, says medical negligence is unacceptable and stresses that patient safety must always come first.
If once happen, definitely thousands of lives will have been saved by that same healthcare personnel. So I want to appeal to the public to please be patient and trust us.
As condolences continue to pour in, civil society organizations and human rights lawyers say they are closely monitoring the case to ensure justice for the family.
Thank you, Aisha, for bringing us this report. Now, how does a neighbor become a nightmare for 6 families living in Ikot Enobong Close in Calabar? That question became painfully real when their co-tenant allegedly destroyed 6 vehicles in one shocking incident. Again, we join Erica Ibi for this update.
As the sun rose over Ikorenebong Street in Calabar Municipal Council, residents stepped out expecting another quiet morning. Instead, they were met with scenes that left them baffled. Shattered windscreen, burnt metal. A co-tenant identified as Mr. Augustin Chukwu allegedly damaged the windscreen of 5 vehicles and set one ablaze.
A neighbor called me that Mr. Augustus Chukwu is outside, that he has set my car ablaze. I had to quickly open the door and came out. Just from that angle, that is my apartment. Immediately I reached the sockaway. The car was already burning. So the next thing he said was, Mr. John, if you come closer, I will murder you.
When I came out, my car was parked outside. And I saw the glasses was broken. The car was damaged. So I saw a crowd of people. I saw Mr. Augustine at the entrance of this gate. with machete, with fuel, 10 liters of fuel, and other weapon around him.
I noticed that it's our neighbor, Mr. Augustus Chukwu, he was with machete one side, then pistol one side, iron rod and some weapons like that. He was using it, hitting the vehicles that were parked there.
The motive behind the acts remain unclear, but the impact is deep.
People just come from anywhere, from outside the country. You abandon them, put them in your house, give them your place to stay. You don't even know where they come from. And tomorrow they are a threat to the society, a threat to you.
Even in my shop, the man used to come and buy something. I don't know that it's a man that can do such a thing, because he's very humble man. I don't know.
Even though it is difficult for them to identify who is a good and bad person at the very first time, but at least they should take note.
For families already grappling with economic pressures, the loss is not limited to damaged vehicles, but realizing how quickly years of hard work can be destroyed and how safety within one's home can suddenly feel uncertain.
Police had to come. Before then, the car has already burned, and it's a car that I bought 2024 October 2nd. So when police came, he was still fighting with the police.
My advice to the caretaker is that when you notice that a particular tenant who lives in a compound have not been going out regularly to job, or it's like always indoor, because I noticed maybe he has been indoor trying to plan the coup, because it may have taken him time to do that.
The incident has also prompted calls for greater vigilance by landlords and caretakers.
Everybody was asking what happened. They did not know. He said he's jealous because those people are driving cars, but he did not drive cars.
Landlord too, before somebody can come to your place to rent a house, you must know where that person comes from. What is he doing? Can he cooperate with me, with other tenants?
It is said, when you see something, say something. So they should be very vigilant to who is their neighbor. Not just you have a neighbor, you play a callous attitude.
Mr. Augustus Chukwu is currently undergoing trial.
All right, Erika, thank you. I hope we will stay on this story to actually find out, what happened to the man who committed the crime. This is Newsline. Please don't. Thank you once again for joining us on Newsline tonight. Now, the German Zazo and retired Assistant Director Marketing with the Nigerian Television Authority, Mukhtar Ibrahim Shehu, recently gave 2 of his daughters in marriage in a ceremony attended by dignitaries, including members of the Kaduna Council of Chiefs and, of course, the NTA family. We have highlights of the wedding fatia.
Marriage in Islam is built on love, mercy, and responsibility, as Allah says in the Holy Quran. And among His signs is that He created for you spouses from among yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you affection and mercy. So the Zazo Palace hosted well-wishers of the German Zazo Mukhtar Ibrahim Shehu, who gave out 2 of his daughters in marriage. The ceremony, overseen by the 19th Emir of Zazo Ahmad Nuba Mali, reflects deep cultural and religious traditions. Representing the brides, the Emir of Jama'ah and the Emir of Lere receive a dowry of 400,000 naira each from the groom's families. Kulthum Mukhtar Ibrahim was jointly married to Ahmad Abdulaziz Muhammad, while Fatima Mukhtar Ibrahim became the wife of Munir Saleh Baba. Elders and well-wishers offered prayers and advice, urging patience, tolerance, and mutual respect.
Whatever they do, they should make sure they do according to the tenets of the Islamic religion.
The most important thing is patience. patience, 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 and godliness.
We wish them happy married life.
Cardinal objective of joining a couple together is to understand and have patience in them. And once they adopted patience between them, inshallah, they will have control of their affairs.
Praying that God should sustain the marriage in accordance to the sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Patience, endurance, tolerance, trustworthiness. These are the key things that they need to imbibe in their marriage.
So I pray to Almighty Allah to unite them.
Almighty Allah return everybody to his own destination.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for coming.
Their father, German Zazo Mukhtar Ibrahim Shehu, thank Almighty Allah and appreciate guests for sharing in his family's joy.
Seeing my daughters getting married, it's not an easy thing. And you can see the people came and just to witness the occasion. I'm really happy.
Umar Kultum is a biochemistry graduate of Kaduna State University, while Fatima is in her final year studying public administration at the same institution. So, this gathering marks the beginning of 2 new homes.
And may Almighty Allah bless their homes. Now, the prayers and tradition, Engineer Abubakar Abdullahi Gunda and Shafatu Abdullahi Abdul Karim Tafi were joined in marriage at the Sultan's Bello Jumat Mosque in Kaduna, with the payment of dowry and solemn supplications witnessed by families and well-wishers, dignitaries. Now, the couple started a new journey based on faith, love, and hope for a peaceful future.
After fulfilling one of the major Islamic rites for marriage by the payment of 250,000 naira dowry, Engineer Abubakar Abdullahi Gunda and Shafatu Abdullahi Abdul Karim Safi were united in holy matrimony. Islamic clerics prayed for peace, understanding and prosperity as the couple embark on a new life together. Family and well-wishers also joined in the prayer with words of guidance and blessings on the union. For the parents, the advice for the couple is to nurture their marriage with respect, patience, tolerance, and love.
Respect each other, love each other, and make sure that we should work together. And then pray together to pray to Almighty Allah to protect the marriage.
And I pray to Allah Almighty to continue to protect them, guide them, and also give them good health.
Well, my advice to the couples always is one. Couples should know that marital life is a way of life.
You can see all the family, everybody is here. So it's an amazing day, and I'm happy, honestly, to be here, and I wish them good luck.
Marriage is a very serious business that they should know that whatever they are doing it for the sake of Allah.
I'm happy married life. We wish the couple the best the world can offer.
Very happy. I thank Allah for giving us the opportunity to witness it happen.
So, after the prayers and advice, guests were treated to good music. Here is wishing Engineer Abubakar Abdullahi Gunda and Shafatu Abdullahi Abdul Karim Safi a fulfilled and blissful union.
Through random conversation, we met and we had a conversation. We enjoyed the conversation and we got to this point. I feel extremely excited with a lot of anxiety because of the crowd, but I'm extremely excited. I mean, I'm getting married to the love of my life.
I am excited and I'm happy. Alhamdulillah.
Of course, he's anxious. He said he's anxious. I mean, it's all part of it. Anyway, we wish you a blessed home. So love is one thing almost everyone is searching for. And I can tell you that everyone wants someone to care about and be cared for. But as simple as it may sound, finding that love hasn't always been easy, especially these days when many are turning to their phones and laptops, hoping that technology can help, where chance meetings have failed. So tonight again, our Lionheart, Annie Daniels, returns to explore how people are finding love online and whether it's really working.
There is anyone, no matter the age, gender or status, who doesn't desire love. So, in search of love, people explore avenues and styles to meet their need. One of such is the internet. Henry, not his real name, a young graduate of mathematics and computer science, is one of many who have found love several times online.
I check their picture, they check my picture, normal conversation, hi, how you doing, where are you from, we talk, I give them time, I take my time, gradually I don't rush them. And I can lie to them comfortably. I will lie to them like I'm okay. As you can see, I'm on the street hustling. They will come. And when they come, I can go and borrow money and lodge in a big hotel.
No prick of conscience that you're hurting somebody's child or sister? No prick of conscience?
But I'm somebody's son also. I'm not hurting anybody.
Even this morning, I have received a DM asking me to hammer her 50,000 so I should go to anywhere I like with her.
So this lady think maybe let's just engage in anything that will give us little money.
For some, love can truly be found anywhere. But the journey isn't always smooth. Many encounter unexpected challenges and, in some cases, situations that raise serious concerns.
A lady has stayed in my place for almost getting to 3 months plus. She's the kind of girl that cannot stay in one place, so I let her go because I can't settle down with that kind of person.
You don't know who I am. I have called you, I've been sending 1 million, 2 million to your account just to get you, because I know once I get you as a rich one man that I am going to get billions because I've been sending you millions.
I met a guy online. His name is Toby Lobaka. The guy now came. Like the Toby guy now came, so we were inside, we were gisting and talking. Suddenly, like my boyfriend came with some guy sharp. So my boyfriend now started beating the guy that you don't have. So he came to look for a lady all the way from Lagos. It was later on, and I find out that they collected 1.4 million and his phone from him.
Reports show that some individuals, especially women, have gone missing or faced dangerous situations.
It's danger for a woman or man to meet any such somebody you are dating online in hotel. You should be in public location.
I hope someone is paying attention, because while online success stories exist, with some blossoming into beautiful marriages, others insist that caution must always come first. The story of Cynthia Osokogun, whose life was tragically cut short after meeting some people online, still lingers as a painful reminder of the risks. Love may be online, offline, or somewhere in between, but caution is never out of place. So, shine your eyes.
Well, love may come in different ways and in different forms. Some can come digital, while others can be found in the kitchen through that familiar and well-loved grain, Gary. But this time, we'll give you the spotlight on a variety that has earned a special place in the hearts of many. Yes, it's the iconic Ijebu Gari, or Gari Ijebu, whichever way you want to call it. It's known for its distinct flavor, sharpness, texture, and cultural pride. Anthony Gandono takes us into what sets this Ijebu Gari specialty apart. He explores its uniqueness as a traditional food, cultural treasure, and a favorite among Nigerian homes and in the diaspora.
Talk about Gari. One variety often stands out, Gari Ijebu. Across Nigeria, the process of making Gari is familiar, but in Ijebu land of Ogun State, this ordinary routine becomes an art. The difference lies in the careful fermentation, a tradition refined over generations to create that unmistakable sharp, sour taste the Ijebu people are known for.
Immediately it's being grated, it is immediately transferred into the sacks. We have a measurement of the sack. So after taking it, we now push it to the other side there. fermentation, 6 days or 7 days. Like in our own case, our own standard here is 7 to 8 days. After the 8th day, we now take it to the presser to extract all the water.
You know, some people that we say they used to use engine to fry gari. They used to use sun to dry gari. We Jebu don't use sun to dry gari. They don't use engine. They will fry it by themselves in the fire, and it will be very, very done. You will see it that is brown, and when you taste it, you will know that you eat gari.
Gari Ijebu is enjoyed in many ways, soaked as a cold cereal on a hot afternoon or prepared as eba and served with an array of soups. Consumers say its flavor is unique, refreshing and almost additive. A dietitian at the State Hospital Ijebu-Ode, Tanimowo Boluwatife, highlights the nutritional value of Gari Ijebu.
It also has more fiber, which makes digestibility easy. When you take gari, it helps you to go to the toilet easily. Then it improves gut bacteria too. Through those processing, if it is processed very well, we can also eradicate them. There's this thing we call cyanide in gari, and that's why when it is not well processed, some will tell you that when you take gari too much, gari will give you eye problem. It's because it was poorly processed.
But beyond taste and nutrition, Gari Ijebu holds cultural weight. For the Ijebu people, it is a badge of identity, often celebrated as the champion Gari. Its distinct flavor connects Nigerians at home and abroad to memories of family, community, and tradition. So, I tell you, Gari Ijebu is a story of heritage and proud symbol of the Ijebu people.
Wow, Ijebu Gari. That's my favorite, honestly, especially when you pair it with crunchy granules and a glass of cold water. Welcome back. Now, final burial rites have been held for Sir Joseph Kafanchanlewa in Lafia, Nasarawa State, after a requiem mass in Akwanga. The ceremonies marked a reflective farewell to a life remembered for its impact and contribution. Ayenaje Alta has the story.
Sympathizers, including members of the Knights of St. Malumba, converged on St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Akwanga, to pay final respects to the late Sir Joseph Kafanchanlewa.
Remember those, O Lord, who in your peace have died. May the soul of Joseph never rest in peace.
In his sermon, Reverend Father Bakwaf Peter Kanib urges Christians to live lives of truth, trust, and service to humanity. He describes the late Sir Joseph Lewa as a man of integrity whose life was defined by selfless service and positive impact across ethnic and religious lines. He encourages family and friends to honor his memory by emulating his values.
Every day should call us to challenge ourselves how to live an ideal Christian life, serving one another. In serving one another, that is when we serve God.
Friends and associates described him as a consummate administrator and development-oriented leader who contributed significantly to the growth of the former Benue Plateau State, where he served as a permanent secretary.
Nasarawa State and Nigeria indeed have lost a man. Our brother J.K. Lewa was a very committed member of our sub-council, Our Lady of Fatima sub-council.
His children said their father's passing has left a vacuum that will be difficult to fill.
A man who liked education. He was one who loved his family, and he was one who was hardworking.
There was one thing he left with me that I will never forget, and that is do to others what you would like them to do to you.
It's such a painful day. Daddy is a great man. I will miss Daddy.
Remember those afternoons when I used to go to my grandfather to tell me stories. It was a sweet moment. His warm smile gave me courage and he encouraged me to focus on my study.
I'll miss my granddad. I'll miss the way he talks. I'll miss his hugs. I'll miss his handshakes. I'll miss his greetings.
The late Sir Joseph Kafanchanlewa served in various capacities, including Pioneer Director of the National Directorate of Employment, General Manager of the Jos Metropolitan Development Board, Executive Manager at Grand Cereals, Jos, and Board Member of the Nigerian Television Authority and the former Nile Merchant Bank, now Sterling Bank. He died at the age of 83.
It was also a celebration of a life well lived. Sympathizers joined family to bid farewell to one of Nigeria's renowned broadcast engineering icons, Olufolari Michael Okunriboye, who passed on at the age of 93. Ime Odori reports that Final Rights honored his legacy, professionalism and excellence. Odori's report is presented from our studios.
Devotion, sacrifice, selflessness, love for country and family defined the life of late engineer Olufolari Michael Okunriboye, and the congregation sang hymns of praises to God in appreciation of his purposeful and positive contributions. Tributes at the service highlighted his steadfast dedication, benevolent spirit, and genuine commitment to the welfare of others.
In the process of being co-worshippers, he took me on as a friend and he gave his best to humanity.
Late engineer Olufolari Michael Okunriboye's 93-year journey stands as a lasting testament to a life of meaningful impact and enduring values, touching countless lives, including those within the church.
Reading through the biography, you can learn how God used me to make not only Nigeria better, but other nations.
The ceremony attracted a distinguished assembly from across the nation, including former Senate President Bukola Saraki, the Pioneer Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, Engineer Vincent Maduka, revered royal fathers and captains of industry.
I knew him in UK. We attended the same postgraduate technical attachment. We met there. That's the first time I met him. He was in London, I was in Chelmsford. And we got on very well, very charming man, very pleasant.
Very jovial, very accommodating. One of the best chief engineers we ever had in this country.
For the family, he was an admirable personality whose memory will linger.
My father was a jolly man. He could work with anybody.
And he showed us how to love and care for others. Education was a big deal for him.
And at the same time, still giving us words of wisdom, letting us know that life is very fickle.
And he lived his life completely, pouring himself out. Kind and daring.
Engineer Olufolari Michael Okunriboye, born September 28, 1932, was one of the pioneering broadcasting engineers of the Nigerian Television Authority between 1960 and 1985, helping to shape the nation's airwaves. His career later extended internationally, where he served as head of broadcasting and technical advisor at the Organization of African Unity, now the African Union, between 1970 and 1972. He was also a respected member of Lagos social circles and a devoted family man.
And we've got news just reaching us now that Vice President Kashim Shettima has arrived to Davos, Switzerland, to lead the Nigerian delegation at the 56th annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. He was received by the Ministers of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, and Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Udwoli, as well as officials of the Nigerian mission in Switzerland. And the 2026 WEF marks a milestone in Nigeria's global economic diplomacy with the official debut of Nigeria House Davos. For the first time, the federal government has established a dedicated sovereign pavilion on the Davos promenade. This facility, a product of a successful public-private partnership, will serve as a permanent hub for high-level ministerial engagement, investment roundtables, and cultural diplomacy throughout the week. The Vice President Shatima will present Nigeria's 2026 economic outlook to the world's most influential political and business leaders as he participates in key plenary sessions focusing on responsible deployment of artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology throughout the week. The Vice President will hold bilateral meeting with heads of state, top executives from multinational corporations, and leaders of international development finance institutions to deepen partnership that align with renewed hope agenda of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. All right, and that's it. And if you're watching us, just to say that Senegal has one goal up against Morocco. But some of us may remember that now the day is over. I used to love it after assembly, but the bell, of course, that's when the bell finally sets us free. But tonight feels a bit like that, not exactly our usual Newsline style. But my producer is checking her wristwatch. She's giving me that familiar sign. Claire, hey, wrap it up or else. Anyway, here's my two-couple piece for the week. The most scary thing about Noah's Ark wasn't the size of the boat, but the design. Noah was given the perfect blueprint. Every measurement was exact. But you know what? There was no steering wheel, no sail, no engine, and no paddle. Think about it. Good night, everyone.